Hi friends, today I will explain about how we can create a free AWS account, how we can create AWS S3 bucket services, how we can upload the files into those S3 buckets, and then how we can integrate our Snowflake account with this AWS so that we can extract and load the data from uh, from the files present in the S3 buckets to our Snowflake tables. I will show you practically all these things today. Okay, so first of all we'll see how we can create a free AWS account. So for that, so just go to Google. Okay, there type AWS free tier account. Okay, then just click on the first link you are getting here. Okay, it will take you to this page. Okay, so here itself you can see, okay, create a button for creating a free account. Okay, so here they are clearly saying, so if you create a free AWS account, what are all the services we can utilize from AWS? Okay, so like Amazon EC2, Amazon, these are all the services offered by uh, AWS S3, and you can see even AWS Amazon S3 is also available here. Okay, so we can use this free account for 12 months, and we can store up to 5 GB of files. Okay, and we can use up to credits worth at 1 lakh rupees. Okay, so these are all the free services offered by Amazon. So if you create Azure account, it will be free for only 1 month, but the advantage with the AWS is you can use this free account for 12 months, so you can utilize almost all services available by the Amazon for 12 months. Okay, so let's go through how we can create a AWS account. Okay, click on this create a free account. Okay, then it will ask you to select a root user or IAM user. Select root user and provide some user ID. Okay, so like this, provide your email ID and click on next. Okay, so I was trying to sign in, right? So here I don't have account. That's why we have to click on this new AWS account. Create a new AWS account. Okay, so here we have to provide this email address. Okay, and we have to choose one account name. Okay, it will display on the top right corner after creating this. Okay, so choose something like AWS free account and your name, something, some name like this. Okay, then click on verify email address. Then a verification code will be sent to your email, so you can open that email. Okay, just copy that code and put it here and verify it. Okay, and it is asking to set some password, so you can set any password. Okay, so it here it is showing the instructions how to set the password. Okay, and retype the same password. Okay, so here it is saying there are 5 steps. Okay, continue step 1 of 5. Okay, so here we have to give our full name and address details. Okay, so like okay, okay, choose your country. Okay, and put your address. Okay, put your address and then click on continue to step 2 of 5. So here I already have an account, that's why I'm not going through all the steps of this, but it's very simple. Like we have created our Snowflake account, here you can go through all these steps. Okay, at one of the step it will ask you to enter your credit card details. Don't worry, you can enter your credit card details. So immediately $1 or 1 rupee will be deducted from your account. Okay, and it will be credited again to your account with very soon. Okay, so don't worry. And after 12 months, if you want to continue using this AWS account, then the charges will be applied on your credit card. So but don't worry, after 12 months it will ask you for your confirmation. So do you want to proceed with the charges, or you want to suspend your free account? So that time you can choose like, I want to suspend my free account. Like that you can discontinue using the free account. So don't worry about the charges on credit card. Only 1 rupee will be debited on the first day. Okay, and next day it will be recredited again, even that 1 rupee. So don't worry about that. As I have utilized my credit card already, and we can apply one credit card only for creating one account. We cannot use it for multiple accounts. So I cannot create another account with that credit card here. So I'm not continuing with the other steps, but it's very easy how we can create a account. So if you want detailed steps, then I will provide one video, okay, in the description of this video. uh, that will take you through all the steps of creating a free AWS account. Okay, so that you can easily create your AWS free account. So I will specify the link of that video in the description of my video. Okay, suppose now we have created our free AWS account. Now how to log into that account and do rest of the things we'll see now. Okay, so after creating your account, just go to aws.amazon.com. Okay, aws.amazon.com. So here it is asking, uh, so it is saying complete sign up, but I don't want to complete that sign up. I have already an account, so I'm just clicking on sign in. Otherwise, in your case, after creating your account, if you go here, it will ask you to log into console. Okay, so click on that login to console button, then you can log into that account. So here I'm using this button sign in. I don't want to proceed with the free account creation again. Okay, so now I'm giving my email address. It is asking me the email address. Click on next. It's difficult. Okay, 8 R 3 T 4 T. Okay, it is asking the password. So put your username, that is the email ID you have used for registering your account, and the password you have set at the time of creating your free account. So that whenever you log in for the first time, it will show you this page. Okay, so here it will show all these things. Okay, what are all the services you can utilize. Okay, like that. But I'm already using this account, right? That's why it is showing me like what are all the services I have already used. Okay, so now, so we are done with the AWS account creation. Now we have to create AWS S3 services, right? Because we have to store our files in the AWS S3 buckets. So now how to create a AWS S3 bucket? Okay, in the list of services on the home screen, it will show you all the services offered by free account of Amazon AWS. So there you can choose S3. Otherwise, I can simply choose S3 here. Otherwise, if you are not getting that option, just go to this search bar and type S3. Okay, so it is showing all the services with the name S3. So just choose this S3, the top one. Okay, where it is showing only S3, just click on that. So if you want to use any other services, okay, so you can type that in the search bar. It will show you all the options. Okay, like this. So any service you want to utilize, just type on the search bar, it will show you. Now in our case, we need to create S3 bucket. So I'm typing simply S3. Okay, and select this option. It will take you through S3 buckets. Okay, so I don't have any S3 bucket currently here. So I want to create one S3 bucket now. So how to create? Simply click on this button, create bucket. Okay, so it is asking some bucket name. Provide some bucket name. Okay, so I have given my account name like this. So select one of the region. You can choose any one. but I prefer whatever the reason we have chosen while creating our Snowflake account. Let's select the same. Okay, and put put the name, select the region, and come all the way down. Okay, just click on create bucket. Okay, bucket name. Okay, spaces and uppercase letters. We don't have any uppercase and we don't have any space. Okay, so simply put, remove this one also. AWS S3 Jena. Simply I'm putting this bucket name. Okay, like this, and come all the way down, click on create bucket. Okay, now the S3 bucket has been created. If you see here, this is our S3 bucket. Okay, so let's go to that S3 bucket. Click on that S3 bucket. Okay, now it is showing so what are all the contents available in the S3 bucket. Initially it is empty. Now I want to create a folder here. So suppose in real time what will happen, if we have an AWS S3 bucket, there will be files coming from different sources. Okay, so we can maintain those files in different folders like that. So first of all, here also I have multiple files. I want to distribute those files into separate folders. Okay, suppose I have CSV files, right? I want to store all my CSV files in the folder called CSV. Okay, so create a folder. Okay, then I want to store all the JSON files into a folder called JSON. Create a bucket. Okay, so like this you can create any number of folders here. Okay, now suppose if I want to store some files here. Okay, so how we can do, simply go into any bucket. Okay, so here is my S3 bucket. Here it will show what all the files are subfolders available in this S3 bucket. Currently it is empty. Now I want to upload one file to here. So how we can do that? So simply click on this upload. Okay, so it will take you to this page. Okay, so here add files, click on add files. Okay, now you go to some where you have the files. Okay, suppose I have files like this here. I want to upload these files. Okay, how I can do, simply okay, open, select the files, open, and click on upload. Like the same way, if I want to add more files, okay, so I can do like this. Okay, go to your folder where the files are available. Okay, okay, so I have uploaded all the CSV files. Okay, then click on upload button. So it will show the status here, uploading status. So it is saying upload is successfully completed, and you can see here all the files uploaded. Okay, so close this page. Okay, now you can see in your CSV folder there are 3 files. Now I want to upload one more file into JSON folder. Okay, so go to that folder, click on upload, click on add files. Okay, select that JSON file if it is available. Okay, click on upload. Okay, it will show the status here. Just close it, and you can see inside the JSON folder there is file available. Okay, so this is how we can create our AWS S3 services, and we can create multiple folders and upload the files into the folders. Okay, so now we have our Snowflake account. At the same time we have our AWS S3 services available. Now we have to integrate both of these, right? If I want to extract the data from the files I have copied, I have uploaded to this S3 bucket, there should be integration point between my AWS S3 account and Snowflake, right? Now we'll set that. Okay, for that what we have to do, so we have to create one more service called IAM, integrated account management. So if you want to utilize any service, what we have to do, just go to the search bar. Okay, so click on IAM. Okay, integrated account management. This is the integration point between so here we will create the integration between AWS S3 and our Snowflake. Okay, so click on the IAM, the first one. So it will take you to the IAM services page. So here it will show the roles available, how many roles as of today we have. Okay, so go to this roles. In the left pane you have all this IAM related services here. Okay, just go to this roles one. Okay, now I want to create another role. Okay, forget about this. I have integrated this AWS account with many Snowflake accounts. Now I have a fresh account. Okay, I want to integrate this with my fresh Snowflake account. So I am creating a role here. Just click on create role. Okay, so here there are options available. You forget about this, just click on the AWS account. Okay, and I want to integrate with this account itself. So how can you confirm this is your account? So if you just go here, it will show you this is your account ID. Okay, so that's what I want to set this role in this account itself. Okay, so just click on AWS account here and this account here and click on next. Okay, now it is saying, so for this role we are going to create what are all the access you need. Okay, so what is the process? First of all, we have to create a role, and what are all the things we need access. We'll assign all that access to that role, and we'll give that role at the Snowflake side. Okay, so that Snowflake can extract the data from the access we are giving here. Okay, so here what where are my files? In the S3 bucket. So I want to give the access to my S3 buckets to this role that we are going to create. So I am simply creating S3 here. I am just typing S3 here. Okay, so it will show what are all the things present with that S3. Okay, just click on enter. Now it is showing what all the services or buckets or the other things having the name S3. Okay, now I want to give the access on my S3 bucket. So what I am choosing, this one I am choosing. Okay, so I want to give full access to my S3 buckets to this role. Okay, then I will give this role at the Snowflake side so that my Snowflake account can access the files present in the S3 buckets. Okay, so just choose this, come all the way to down and click on next. Okay, now it is asking a role name. Okay, so I can give AWS S3 Snowflake integration. Okay, I'm giving a role like this. Okay, so description is not mandatory, you can copy something. Okay, now it is asking one more thing, select trusted entities. Okay, we'll set up this later. I'll come to this part later. For now, just to give a name like this, AWS S3 Snowflake integration. Okay, and click, come all the way down and click on create role. Okay, now the role has been created. So what is the role we have created just now? So this is the one, AWS S3 Snowflake integration. Okay, so now just click on that, AWS S3 integration. So here it is showing these things, right? So here come to trusted relationships. Okay, so here it is giving the ARN details, right? So just copy this ARN and use this for creating the Snowflake account. Okay, so this is our role, and here it is we are giving the trusted relationship, right? So if we give this ARN at the Snowflake side while creating the storage integration object, then one-way authentication will be set up between this AWS and Snowflake. Okay, so we have to do one more thing that I will explain later. First of all, just to take this, copy it to clipboard or copy it to some notepad. Okay, oh, not this one. Okay, actually we here we have to give the ARN given by the Snowflake. Okay, so first of all you take this one. Okay, this is the ARN we have to give at the Snowflake side. Then Snowflake will generate another AWS related ARN that we have to copy it here. Okay, so that the two-way authentication, two-way integration point will be set up. Okay, now this is the first setting we have to do at the AWS side. Now let's go to Snowflake side. Okay, so Snowflake side also we have to do some of the things. We'll go through those things. Okay, so open any worksheet. Okay, now I have this query file ready with me. Okay, so loading the data from AWS. So I will upload all these queries in the description of this video. From there you can easily get it. Okay. So first of all we have to create a storage integration object between AWS and Snowflake. So this is the command for that. Okay. Create or replace storage integration. Okay. So storage integration object, I forgot to tell about this in my previous sessions, right? It's an integration object between a cloud storage provider and our Snowflake. So even if we want to integrate our Snowflake account with Azure Container Services, we have to create a storage integration object like this. Even if we want to uh, extract the data from Google storage, same we have to create a storage integration object like this. So this is the integration point between our Snowflake account and external cloud storage provider. So how to create this? Okay, so first of all, create or replace storage integration, this is the syntax, and put some name like this to your integration object. So here I am putting something like, okay, s3 underscore int, this is my integration object name, and we have to provide some of the details here. Okay, so the type, this is external storage provider, right? That's why type is external stage. Okay, and what is the storage provider? Here in case it is s3, but if we want to do the integration between Azure and Snowflake, we have to give Azure like this here. Okay, so and enabled equals to true, so set this as true. Even though if you create your integration object, if you want to disable it, so you have to say like enabled equals to false. So whenever you set that as false, then you cannot extract the data available in the s3 bucket. So keep this as true, enabled as true. Okay, and storage AWS role ARN. Okay, so this is the value we have to give from AWS side. Okay, so let's go to that AWS side. Okay, so I told you, right, this is the ARN given by the AWS. Just click on this copy button so that the ARN will be copied to clipboard, and just paste it here. Okay, so what is mean by ARN? It's Amazon resource names. What is mean by S3? Okay, so a simple storage services like that. What is IAM? Integrated account. Just know these terms. Okay, okay, now we have copied that ARN to here, and here we have to give one more thing, storage allocate locations. That means if we have S3 bucket, what are all the folders that allowed to this storage integration object? Suppose if I have 100 folders in my S3 bucket, I don't want to provide access to all the 100 folders in the S3 bucket. I want to provide access to only some of the buckets or some of the paths. Okay, so we have to set those locations here. So let's come back to AWS again. Okay, so type S3 here, open this in another page. We have to get the bucket name and path name, right? So this is my bucket name. What is this? Just copy this. Okay, so put in the place of bucket name. What is the path? So I have two folders, CSV and JSON, right? So I'm giving that folder path. So give this here also. Okay, so now, so we have to put some comment. This is not mandatory, but if you want to put some comment, you can put. Okay, integration with AWS S3 buckets, something like this. Any comment you can put. So now let's take this command. Okay, come to your Snowflake account. Okay, just run this command. Okay, now integration s3 underscore int successfully created. Okay, now we have to do one more thing, the last thing. Okay, as I told, now one way setup is done. That means we have given, um, we are saying like this integration object can, by using this integration object we can um, extract the data from files available in the s3 buckets. But for the same, uh, with this ERN name we are done with that. But now in the trusted entities for our S3 bucket services, we have to give this ERN at the AWS side, right? Otherwise, how can AWS know what all the Snowflake accounts can access my files, right? So we have to set that option as well. We have to set that property as well. So how we can do that? Okay, so for that we have to get the external ID and update it in the S3 services. I told you, right? Like suppose, let's come back to our this one. Okay, so I told trusted relationship, we have to add our Snowflake ARN details here. Okay, so how to get that Snowflake ARN details? Okay, so get the Snowflake ARN details, that means the external ID, and update it in the S3. So for that we just have to use this command, describe integration s3 underscore int. Run this command. Okay, it will show all the properties with this integration object. So it is these are what are all the properties we have set here. Enabled equals to true, storage provider equals to s3, storage allowed locations, whatever we set here. Along with all this we can see here storage AWS role ERN. So this is what we have given here. Now it is giving one more thing, storage, the fifth one, storage AWS IAM user ERN. Okay, so we have to copy this. Okay, so we have to copy this value. Okay, and come to your AWS s3 IAM. Okay, so here I want to update this with the ERN given by the Snowflake storage integration object. Okay, so how to edit this? Here there is a button, edit trust policy. Okay, so here in this ARN, okay, you just copy the value we got. Okay, so now just come all the way down and click on this update policy. Okay, now we can see here this is showing the ERN given by our storage integration object, right? Okay, now we are done with the integration. Okay, so what are all the things we have we did as of now? Okay, first of all we have created a free AWS account, then we have created AWS s3 services, then we have uploaded some files into AWS s3 services, then we have created one role and assigned all the access of our s3 bucket to that role, and we have created a storage integration object at Snowflake side, and we have exchanged the ARNs given by both our AWS S3 account and the ARN given by Snowflake. We just exchanged those things. That's how we can set up the integration between AWS S3 services and our Snowflake. Okay. Now let's see how we can extract the data from these files. Okay, we have created this s3 bucket and some folders here, right? Suppose I have files here. Now I want to extract the data from these files and load it into my Snowflake tables. How can we do that? Now let's see. Okay, so I have commands ready for that. I will use these commands. Okay, I will give all these commands in the description of this video. So I'm just copying all of these things here. Okay, so what is my first command? Okay, first of all I want to create a file format. How to create a file format object I have explained in my previous video. Okay, so create or replace file format. Okay, so let me change this db name. Okay, because I have created my db in my previous session, right? So that you will not get confused. Okay, so in that mydb itself I want to create a file format in the folder called file formats. Let me see that schema is available or not. Okay, so we don't have this schema, so how we can create this schema? Let me write this commands itself. Okay, create database if not exist mydb. Okay, create schema if not exist file formats. Okay, execute these commands. So we have the database already, and now I'm creating a schema called file formats to place all my file formats in under one schema. Now just come here and refresh this. Now you can see file format schema. Okay, so how to create a file format? Create or replace file format. Okay, your file format object name, and we have to give the properties of that file format based on the files we have uploaded in our S3. Okay, these are the files, right? From these files I can see like this is a CSV type file, and my field delimiter is pipe symbol. Skip header I want to set it as 1 because if you open any file, okay, suppose if you just come here and open this file. Okay, so this is how you can open this file. Okay, if you see here, here the you can see this is a CSV file, and the field delimiter is a pipe symbol. Okay, so what are all the other things we are setting? And the first row, if you see, the first row is columns, that's why I'm saying skip header equals to 1 and empty field as null. Suppose what is this property, empty field as null? Suppose if you are getting any null values here. Okay, uh, for any field if we have nulls in the file, so we are saying load it as null, null for that field. If there is no data for any of these fields in the file, load them as nulls. That's why we are setting empty fields as null equals to true. Okay, so this is how I'm creating the file format object. Okay, so file format object has been created. Now we have to create a stage. So even I have explained this how to create a stage, right? External stage now we have to create because I want to extract the files data from the external storage provider, that is AWS S3. Okay, how we can set this now? Okay, so create or replace stage. Okay, this is the syntax, right? Create or replace stage. Okay, so this is the database name dot external stages. This schema is already available. I want to place all my schemas, all my external stages under the schema external stages. The name is external stages. Name itself I am giving as external stages. Okay, and this is my external stage AWS S3 CSV. Okay, and the URL. So how to get this URL? So you can simply get from this here, from we have given while creating storage integration object, right? So get that URL. Okay, and URL is nothing but s3 s3 colon double slash your bucket name and the folder name, and storage integration object name we have to provide. If it is a freely publicly available S3 bucket, this object information is not required. We don't need to provide any S3 integration object name. Okay, but if we want to extract the data from our private or personal AWS accounts, then we have to provide the integration and we have to provide that integration object name here. Okay, this is the syntax. And the file format we have to provide. So what is the file format? Here itself I am giving the file format, right? So I have created this file format. I am giving the same name here. Okay, mydb.fileformats.csv folder, CSV file format. So let's create this stage object. Okay, now so just run this command. So what is this command? I want to see all the files available in the S3 bucket we have uploaded. Okay, so how we can do that, I already have explained in the previous sessions. We use list command for that. List at the rate and the stage name we have given while creating the external stage, right? So here we have given AWS S3 SV. So the same stage object name I am giving. Just run this. So this is where you can confirm the integration is successful between AWS and Snowflake. Otherwise, how can you get no? So we did some settings at both sides, but how can you know your integration is successful? So whenever you run this command, okay, if it is listing all the files, okay, which we have uploaded here, okay, in the AWS S3 buckets in the CSV folder. So here we have uploaded three files, and here also you can see all the three files, right? So now we can confirm like our integration between AWS S3 and Snowflake is successfully completed. Now the routine way what we can do, so we have to create a table to load all these files data into Snowflake. I'm just creating the table, the customer data table. So with the fields we have available in that in those CSV files. So the object has been created, the table has been created. Now how we can load the data into this table? So simple, by using copy command. So about copy command I have explained already. So here we have to provide like this information, like this: copy into the table name from the external stage name. So external stage we have created in the above step, and pattern. So here, if you see in the stage object or in the file format object, I haven't provided any file name. Okay, so while loading the data, I am providing the file names here, because suppose if I have all customer files, okay, and a product file, sales file, there are so many files. I can load any type of files into that folder, right? That's why I'm not supplying particular file name or a file pattern in the stage command. So here I'm giving, okay, so in the copy command I'm giving copy into table name from the external stage name, and the pattern is customer, because if you see here we have uploaded three files, all are having the word customer in it. So I'm saying my pattern is dot star customer. That means what are all the file names containing customer value, just extract the data from all those files. Okay, so just I'm running this command. So now it is saying it is giving the output. There are three files, all the three files loaded successfully. Okay, and rows parsed. In the first file there are 51 rows, in the second file 30, and in the third file there are 19 rows. So there are total 100 rows in the three files. Okay, if you want to check, you can check the same. Now we have loaded the data. How can we validate the data is loaded successfully or not? Okay, so just run this command. Select star from the table name. Okay, so here we can see there are 100 rows. Here it is saying 100 rows loaded into this table, and here we can see the data even. Okay, so this is how we can load the data by using copy command from the files available in the S3 buckets to our Snowflake tables. Okay, so this is about AWS S3 integration. Like the same way, we can integrate our Snowflake account with Azure and GCP as well. I'm not going to explain, but the process is almost similar. 90% it is similar. Okay, 10% suppose here we create S3 services, right? But in the Azure, what we'll do, we will create container services. They are like this S3 buckets. Then we create one role and grant, and then we exchange the ARNs between that container role to uh, the Azure role to Snowflake account. That's it. The GCP is GCP. I'm not sure because I haven't created a GCP account yet. Azure I did. I did the integration between Azure and Snowflake. Okay, but that Azure account is not active now. That's why I'm not able to explain the Azure and GCP part. But it is almost similar. But what I can do, I can provide you some link where the Snowflake documentation link, where it is clearly explaining the steps how we can integrate our Snowflake account with even Azure, GCP, and AWS. I will give the links. So if you want to particularly practice with Azure or GCP, you can follow those links and you can create your free Azure and GCP accounts, and you can integrate your Snowflake with those free accounts, and you can practice. Okay, but the process is almost similar. Okay, so I hope this will help you, and if you have any doubts on this, you can reach me on the email provided in this video. Okay, I will copy all these commands and links, okay, in the description of this video. Thank you friends. Bye. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel, and if you have any doubts, you can reach me on this email ID. Thank you.